Basil, you have a new star here at Raheen, Golden Archer. How did you come to acquire him?
Yeah, look, he was a colt that we followed closely when he was racing. Obviously, we tried to find those colts early on in their careers and follow them through, and then I guess see at the end of the day whether we can buy them or not, you know, and to stand up in, you know, here at Raheen in Queensland. And so he's a horse we followed closely for a long time, and he fitted the criteria for us to stand, and then obviously, yeah, we went about acquiring him that way.
Yeah, I guess Queensland breeders, for Queensland breeders, he's ticking every box for them.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, that's what when we identified him early, that's what appealed to us, that he was a real 2-year-old and he was a real speed horse, you know, and that's what we want in Queensland. That's what we can sell. Our cutest scheme is moulded around those 2-year-old sprinting races, and this horse he ticks all the boxes for that. He's a big, strong, powerful horse that was precocious. You know, I think Peter Moody said the other day about him, you know, that he was a horse that was up and running, ready to go, you know, and he won, you know, 5 out of his first 6 races or something, you know, and that's what Queenslanders really want, you know.
Let's talk about his racing career. He, of course, he won his first 2 starts in a race to start with.
Yeah, and he did. He came out early. You know, it's a good sign of a horse to win his first start in a race. He won it at Flemington, you know, as a December 2-year-old, so he's nice and early.
But it's Golden Archer with a big lead, about 3 or 4 lengths in front, loafing along well, and Golden Archer too good, 2.5 lengths.
And then he won again. He won his next start.
Golden Archer in front, and he'll emulate his victory on debut, soft as you like. Golden Archer won it by...
And then it took Sepoy to beat him in the Blue Diamond Preview.
One of his victories as a 2-year-old was in the St Albans, where he was a dominant victory. But not only that, it's been a launching pad for many impressive sires such as Bel Esprit, Oratorio and All-American.
Yeah, no, that race really was his, I think that was his 3rd black type race as a 2-year-old, and he blitzed him that day. He won by 4.5 lengths or something.
But Golden Archer starts to streak away, and ridden out to the line by Luke Nolden, Golden Archer won it by 4 lengths to Chinchilla.
So he returned as a 3-year-old, where he actually only had, I think, 3 starts as a 3-year-old, but of course he ran in the Vane Stakes.
Yeah, he raced in the Vane, and actually, unfortunately, I guess ran into Sepoy again. So, you know, and then he went from the Vane Stakes then onto the McNeil, where he won at Caulfield.
The rest aren't doing enough, but Golden Archer well clear. 100 to go by 3 lengths to Vatican, and a great wall with the Cross of Gold coming home well, but Golden Archer won it well. Cross of Gold second.
And his 3-year-old career was cut very short. He actually was spelled after his next run and then injured himself in the paddock, so he lost his whole 3-year-old career. He cut his leg on a fence or something when he was spelling, you know, so that's why he had so long off. He was actually, I think it was around the time when they were going to, Peter was talking about taking to England, you know, for Ascot and that, but that's took care of those plans. And after a 300-day break, he came back and won his first start back, which was, you know, I think you know, that was a huge effort to do that.
Then he comes up winner of the Heath.
Yeah, no, that was a great win, and you know, that's another really strong race to win. I think he beat Platelet and Mr Make Believe in that race. You know, Platelet's now dual Group 1 winner, so you know, he raced against the top class horses, you know, throughout his career.
Passing the 200, Golden Archer by 2 lengths, Mr Make Believe. Platelet staying on strongly. Further back is D&G, but it's Golden Archer, the odds-on favourite, going strongly and wins again. Mr Make Believe, 1.25 seconds.
After his convincing win in the Heath, he of course wasn't disgraced behind Bell Sprinter in the McEwen Stakes at Moonee Valley.
Yeah, no, look, that was another, you know, typical of the races that this horse raced in, and you know, he was very competitive, only beaten a length by Bell Sprinter. I think Platelet was in that, might have run 3rd as well. So, you know, they're Group 1 winning horses, you know, and they're the sort of horses that he had to compete against all the time. And then I think his next start, he ran into Buffering, ran 2nd to Buffering, and we all know in Queensland how good a horse Buffering is. He's a great horse. He's won over $2 million. So, you know, that augurs well for the future for Golden Archer, I think.
One of his last starts was in the Group 1 Lightning Stakes behind his very special stablemate, Black Caviar.
Yeah, no, that was well, it would have been a huge thrill. You know, I know, you know, she's a wonderful mare, and she changed racing in this country, and to run 3rd to her, you know, in a real classic Group 1, you know, 1,000 metres down the straight at Flemington, you know, the Lightning Stakes, and I think, you know, out of his 20 starts, he had 17 at black type level, you know, which, you know, he only ever raced in the best company, and you know, raced against beat some good horses, and then had to run into a few champions, you know, so.
He's by Rock of Gibraltar, a sire of 85 stakes winners to date.
Yeah, you know, obviously he's a world-class horse, Rocket Gibraltar. He won 9 Group 1s as a racehorse. He's a champion racehorse. And then to throw 85 stakes winners, an enormous net amount of stakes winners. And he's from a beautiful pedigree, got a beautiful pedigree Golden Archer as well. He's from a group-winning Pins mare, you know, and that's what he throws to. And I've spoken to Peter about him a couple of times, and that's what he said. He looks like Snippets, you know. He's a real Snippets type, you know. So, you know, and he's got the pedigree of, you know, a Group 1 winner, An Achiever from Peter Moody's yard as well. Won the Caulfield Guineas and Head Turners. You know, I think they were both rated the top colts of their year, those 2 horses. So he's got a lovely pedigree, you know. And but he. You know, he looks like a Snippets. What
broodmare lines do you think Golden Archer's going to work well with?
I think because of the Danehill line that he comes from, you know, historically they've crossed really good with the Star Kingdom lines in Australia. So the daughters of Showerheart and those sorts of horses that are there's plenty of those sorts of mares up here in Queensland. Oh, look, he's a big, strong, muscular horse. You know, he's a typical sprinter, very correct in front. You know, he's got good bone. Lovely hind quarter and a massive jowl and a lovely head on him. You know, he's a real. When he walks out, he's a real pro. You know, he's a real sprinter, and he should throw that into his stock. And you know, it's only early in the season, and Queensland historically, you know, they book in later on in the year and everything. But look, he's been really popular. He'll cover 100 plus, I suppose. You know, so you know, he's going well. And he's been really well received.